Keep an eye on what they do to Kanye West next. I predict he's going to be committed as some kind of a lunatic or put into some kind of a forced conservatorship, deemed, dubbed, declared, adjudicated incompetent, and thrown into some psych ward because he's a lunatic. A lunatic. See, I get choked up. Why do I say that? First, this has to be the beginning issue in any kind of class regarding the First Amendment. If you had to teach a class on First Amendment, I'd start off with Kanye West. Right off the bat. Go through a list of what he said, go through it, and ask what should be the repercussions, what should be the penalty for what he said. First, is it hateful? 2, is it true? 3, is it subject to First Amendment protection? 4, is it opinion? And 5, if it is opinion, does he have the right to opine it? 6, is it hate speech? And just go through the list of it. Now, I'm not here to in any way justify, validate, support, or encourage Kanye West from saying whatever the hell he said. To, if you put a gun to my head, figuratively, I couldn't tell you everything he said because despite what you might think, I don't spend a lot of time cataloging and chronicling everything he said. But whenever anybody is pointed out as being the subject of saying something hateful, I'm all ears. You don't remember this years ago. They went after Andy Rooney. Andy Rooney said things that were interesting about what he thought about gay people, and this was at the Andy Rooney from CBS. He was speaking from somebody born in his generation. Well, he found out nobody wants to hear what you have to say, and your opinion doesn't count. This was Andy Rooney. This goes on forever. Do you remember Two Live Crew? I do. And when I was in my nascent period of talk radio, they were from, I think, Miami. I was in Tampa at the time, and they came through. And whoever the leader was, Luke Skywalker, whatever his name was, we were talking about this, and I said, what exactly did you say that warranted this particular type of reaction? What was it? Now, you must understand something. I will listen to anything anybody has to say. And I go like this. Click. I just turn it off if I don't like it. Because it's stupid. You have no idea how many people are on my stupid list. Not hate speech, stupid. And sometimes, I did read a couple of quotes. Kanye, what are you saying? Now, speech has repercussions. Remember, the First Amendment only deals with the government, the federal government, Congress, passing laws, saying things that basically affect you in terms of criminal liability and the like from the government. Nothing prevents private concerns from distancing, boycotting, dropping you because you hurt their brand. Remember years ago when Joe Rogan was threatened by Neil Young, who was going to pull his catalog from Spotify if something wasn't immediately done to shut Joe Rogan up about the things he said about, of all things, COVID. Remember that? Oh my God. Dear God. Joe Rogan. Now, understand, I don't care what anybody says. I'm not suggesting necessarily that if I owned a company and I had somebody somebody who's endorsing my brand said something stupid about the Alsatians, and the Alsatians made up a large, a large contingent of my clientele, I'd bounce his ass in a minute, First Amendment or not. So I understand that. But look what they're doing now. He's crazy. And he's doing things to play into that. He and his wife are walking around in these moon suits or whatever, hazmat outfits. I don't know what the hell he's doing. The $850,000 platinum steel teeth. And, look, this has been going on since Marilyn Manson, Salvador Dali, Oscar Wilde. Nothing that you're seeing now is new. Nothing except the repercussions. But here's what I find fascinating. Take everything that he said and put it aside. He's not crazy. You might say, in fact, years ago, remember on the Hee Haw? This might be before your time. Hee Haw was one of the most popular shows of all time. And nobody wants to admit that they ever liked Hee Haw, but it was true. And it was something called I think it was the Culhanes. And the thing was, they're not crazy, merely foolish. And that is Mr. Ye, Kanye, Ye, whatever his name is. That's what, Mr. West. Everything he does is almost caught up in this weird miasma. Remember Abramovich? Remember that crazy lady? I say crazy. The crazy, like, insane, the way kids say it. Not that she's mentally insane, but the artist who got a deal with Microsoft, who was into all kinds of weird blood art. And I mean, just, are they crazy? No, they're not crazy. But they're part of a world where they're constantly saying and doing things that shock people. From Alice Cooper, again, go down the list. There was a performer years ago, Gigi Allen, who used to throw his own excrement at the audience, and you thought Gallagher was funny. This not only hit the fan, it hit rows 1 through 5. That's another story. What they're going to do now is they're going to say, I predict, that he's crazy. He's mentally ill. And you better keep an eye on what is happening to conservatorship and the like, and these forms of activities that are being used on a regular basis by a lot of folks. Look at Britney Spears. Look at Wendy Williams. Look how this is turning out. And now here is the question, and I want you to talk amongst your friends about this. Does Kanye West have the right to say terrible things about anything? Can he say things about Jews and Italians and Catholics and whites and black? Can he say them? If he has the most barbaric, antediluvian, backward, hateful ideas about white people, can he say that? Of course he can say that. Of course he can say that. Does it mean he's crazy? No, he's not crazy. No. Is there a double standard? Yeah, of course there is. Double and triple standard. Certain people can say certain things and certain whatever, but understand what's happening right now, especially in the black community, in the black entertainment community, thanks to Cat Williams, Monique, Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, the whole shebang. There is now a review, a careful review of who is isolated, who is pulled aside, who is supplanted, who is removed, who is zeroed out, who is cast into entertainment Siberia. And why? Why is that so? Because people have said, you're crazy. But the smartest thing he did was when he was talking about Chicago. And he's talking about that's real concern. They tried to bait him into saying, what do you think about Palestine? And he said, I really don't know that much about it. Good move. Good move. With your luck right now, don't go there. I don't think you would be the best Palestinian scholar, just saying, going out on a limb. But here's the bottom line, and this may not be popular, but it's true. Kanye West has a right to say anything he wants. Anything. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't have its repercussions. That's why in entertainment contracts, there are morals clauses. You go out and you do something stupid. If you're involved in Epstein, well, some people were affected. Some weren't. If you're involved in Epstein, if you're involved in drugs, if you're arrested, if you're involved in something involving children or wife beating or whatever, people can drop you from contracts because it brings ignominy and opprobrium and casts them in a bad light. That's okay. That's groovy. Nothing wrong with that. But watch how they're going to make him out to be nuts. Watch. And he does things that, from a business point of view, are stupid. Because what he makes, you would think, why are you saying this? Go ahead and say it, but they're going to, and once you're targeted as anti-Semitic or racist or whatever, it's sometimes indelible. Don't you know the rules? Don't you know how this thing works? Let me also tell you that as this new form of entertainment, truth and verity is advanced, a la Cat Williams and others, as people become more and more interested in being shocking and in being, what is the word? In shocking the conscience of people, you're going to see more and more people fall into the Kanye West situation. So pay attention and remember yourself. Is there free speech in this country? No. You're not going to be locked up, But if you think you can say anything you want in this country, if you think there's complete and total free speech and freedom of expression, you're out of your mind. Do me a fresh, I don't know what that means. Do me a favor and express yourself by following this channel, following me, and subscribing. And also, what do you think? Give me brilliant, tell me your words, your thoughts, your brilliance as you comment as you see fit.